What's up, DC?
Yep.
So I remember, if I'm not mistaken, in previous fans gave you a nickname, Black Fedor.
Yeah.
So what does it means to you, fans comparing you with a real Fedor?
You know, when I started fighting, Fedor was everything. He was the man, right? And he was a guy that didn't look like a bodybuilder. He was fast. He could knock people out, and I took it as a privilege, but um, it meant a ton to me. And again, to see this dude doing what he's doing now, like that's crazy. Fedor's 45 years old, knocking people out. Fedor should stop now, though. It's like fairy tale. It's like the fairy tale to go into Moscow and get a knockout in the way that he did. Just walk away, man, because otherwise the shit's gonna end bad. You're gonna be like everybody else. Like you're gonna end up on your back, and that'll be like the story that we have seen 1,000 times with great champions. Right now is the time for that storybook ending. I just don't know if these great champions can avoid that pull that tells them they can do it again and be who they were back in the day.
And I also remember that you said that Fedor is a mid-tier fighter, especially starting from 2010.
Yes.
With now him performing against
Yeah,
Tim
but
Johnson.
listen. Okay, so here's the problem. All right, and this is what people don't understand about me. Right, and this is probably why I became a champion. When I say average, in that statement, I said he may be the champion, and he is going to be one of the top 5 guys. So when I say average, my average is different than everybody else's average. Everybody else's average may be a guy that wins and he loses. When if you're just a top 5 guy to me, at times it's like if you spend your whole career, it's kind of like okay, you did good, but you're not exceptional. Exceptional are the champions. Exceptional are the guys that we've been speaking about for the last 20 minutes. Charles Oliveira, who went from losing all them times to become the champ. We're talking about Michael Bisping, who was ranked in the top 5, who, if he would have stayed there, I would have said, okay, this guy's kind of okay, but nothing exceptional. That's me. Like, I think at a different level. Champions to me are exceptional. I'm not saying the guy wouldn't have been good. He would have, if he'd have fought 10 times, he might have been 8-2. But if he was 8-2, won the belt, lost the belt, and then was number 5 the whole time, yeah, that's pretty good. But what are you gonna do? It's just a different expectation for me. My mind doesn't work with just being okay.
If there is an option, him fighting at least one fight at this moment in the UFC, so would you like to see him fighting? At least one.
I mean, Andre Arlovsky's still fighting and winning too, so maybe you could put those guys in there. But that's not what the UFC does. UFC doesn't really have, fun fights. Every fight has to be going in a direction. Andre's fighting now still because he's winning, and he's winning consistently, and he's beating young, good fighters. If he didn't, it would be time for him to go. If I hung around and I started losing the guys that couldn't beat me before, it would have been time for me to go. They would have let me go. Anderson Silva got cut from this place. You have to have a purpose in the UFC. It's not about fun fights here, man. You got to be working towards the championship.
If they fight again, I mean, Andrei Arlovsky and Fedor.
I'm not picking those dudes fight, man, because Fedor people are crazy. You can't say nothing about this dude. I got attacked a lot, and I wasn't being mean.
The last one, in terms of putting Fedor in a GOAT list, which place you would give him?
Be right at the top. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time. I think he's the best heavyweight of all time. Some of the wins that he had back in Pride, when he won like 29 fights in a row, how could you ever question what that man did? So I think it's him and Stipe Miocic. They have separated themselves from the rest of the pack at heavyweight.
The last one, I promise. So, your favorite Russian fighter of all time?
Oh, really? Hey, anybody want to answer this? Yes, thank you. Khabib Nurmagomedov, man, it's crazy. I get accused of like being in love with Khabib. Like, you can't ask me that and think that I'm going to say anybody else. No, it's Khabib. Dude's the man. He's the greatest. I think he's the greatest fighter of all time. I think he could have did this thing until he was 50-0 if he wanted to. That's how good Khabib was.
If we speak about current fighters who are competing, not Khabib, who is retired.
Who's my favorite Russian fighter fighting right now?
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev. Yeah, you know, you're trying to get me to say Fedor. It won't work. Like, it's Islam. Like, I like my teammates, man. Those guys are killers, bro. I'm telling you, like, you'll see tomorrow. Now, Islam is facing the toughest challenge of his life. Dan Hooker is an absolute savage, and I'm excited to see how and if he can manage this challenge.